What's up, party people? I'm going to kind of run you through this Neko real quick. I want to start just by booting it up just to show you traditional workstations can take minutes, sometimes 7 to 8 minutes depending on how much you really have going on to load. So I just want to kind of show you how quick that this thing can load up and really get in your workflow, you know what I mean? It's pretty amazing. I know I'm used to like the Phantom X and the G series, so I had the 1 gigabyte RAM upgrade on the Phantom G7, and I think I was holding about 2,000 samples or somewhere around there, and that thing was taking, it would seem like we'd get to the studio and burn up a quick 10 minutes just waiting for it to upload. So, either way, we're going to jump right into this. This right here that you're looking at is Music OS, which is software that was designed by Open Labs. It's multi-track software, like as if you were using Fruity Loops or anything else like that. It's like a DAW in its own right. You can record vocals into it as well as make your instrumentals. Like everything that you see over here, these are VSTIs that you can use. All these are just the independent instruments, but there are also, you can either go to all your VSTI subjects or you can go to all the individual instruments. You can do the groups if you want to float fast or look through everything. Honestly, you could probably be here for a couple hours just listening to sounds. I don't even think you'd get through them all just because there are just so many sounds with this thing. I know, like right now, I'm not really using Music OS a lot. I'm still trying to get used to the whole sequencing, like your drum kits and subgroups and stuff. So I know I've crashed Music OS a couple different times. I don't think it's Music OS's fault. I think it's just the fact that I'm not really sure on what I'm doing too much with Music OS. So I kind of made like this little funny quirk beat the other day. It wasn't really like hip hop, and it's definitely not something that we can probably use for the Tramp of the Week albums. But it's like right now I'm having an issue with my contact. I'm missing some files. Something happened. That's why you're going to see this library pop up. Something happened with my contact files. I don't really know where they went, but I'm sure it's not a big issue to just get them re-uploaded. So I've just been bypassing it right now. And since I don't really use NI a lot with contact, it's not really that big of a deal to me. Just because of the fact that I use Music Station mainly. So, touch this, and it's going to show... Oh, okay, I'm already out. You can go to your tracks, and these are all the tracks. Like, this is all the MIDI data that I already had recorded. On this, since there are a couple things with NI that I had, it just has the data, and like the bass line's not in it, and all that other stuff. I could always switch the VSTI and get a different bass line, then it'd be there. So at least the MIDI data is still there, it's just the plugin is not. But if I get the plugin, I can just reinstall it on that track, and all my stuff will still be there. So I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, it's definitely one of those quirky type beats. It was something that I was having fun with. Unfortunately, the bass line kind of really made it, and the bass line isn't there. So that, I mean, that's kind of like the down gate to it. Well, I said I could always just uninstall that plugin and reinstall a plugin on the same track, and the MIDI data will pick it right back up. So, either way, that's Music OS. Music OS is pretty sweet. From what I've seen, I really like it. It runs just like any other DAW system for sure. As far as like user-friendly, it's probably the most user-friendly thing that I've ever seen. Especially in like a DAW system or whatever. Because, you know, I used to cringe at the fact that I'd have to make beats on computer just because it was so damn hard to understand. In a music workstation setting, it's very easy, like with chords and well, chords aren't easy, but the motif is pretty good, and the Phantom is. Well, this runs a lot like it on Music OS, so I know that they said that there can be a bridging problem sometimes, so you really have to watch the way that you're going to route stuff in Music OS if you're going to use it, because if not, you might have my problem and you might crash. So this right here is Reaper. Reaper is the pre-installed DAW that comes on the Open Labs products, whether the laptop or the keyboard. Right here you have your control panels. And all these are fully assignable, by the way. You can assign your faders to where you want. You have your transpose. Shortcut screens, I really like this. Like if I hit C3, I can get all my VSTI stuff to pop on up. Well, you have to start the new project first. But let's say like if I went up here, and let's say I'll just load a new track. So we'll insert a virtual instrument on a new track. So then my VSTI window pops up. So I can close it in, close it out, close it back in, close it out. Once you pick your VSTI, then your window will come back in. That's obviously why I didn't. As far as this DAW goes, it took me a second to really kind of figure it out because I'm not used to working on DAW type stuff. So I actually got it kind of figured out now, at least enough to be able to produce and get some stuff done. So I'll go ahead and load a file up, I guess. Let me see. I've been working on a couple different things, so let's load up. Alright, this is a new beat that I'm working on for a new album, for a Trample the Week album coming out. It's going to be called Hard Gains and Easy Losses. I had a bass from Contact in here, but since my Contact isn't coming up, I already went ahead and went through and switched the bass out, so the bass would be there now when I play it. I don't know if you guys can see on the screen. I might have to zoom in a little bit, but it's just like your regular DAW system. So everything's a little blurry because I'm recording this on my phone, but it is what it is. So a lot of the transport controls. You also have transport controls over here on the right side of the keyboard with your Bump MP Gurus or your Bump MP pads. These pads are so almost identical to the MPC pads. It's disgusting. You know what I mean? Really nice to use. Like I said, I had the Phantom G7 before, and even on the Phantom X series, the pads were horrible. I mean, you could do them for like muting in and out, but you couldn't make no drums off them. But this right here, I'm like really happy with it, pleased. I really like the fact too that there's a last pad, so if I hit this and there's a kick, the same kick will be transferred over here, so I can almost like a double pedal or a double drum. So it's really sweet. Like I know on this stuff, I mean the drums that they include in your factory sets are really good. There's a whole lot of them too. I mean, you can just be here all day listening to drums, and it's pretty amazing. So yeah, I mean, and everything sounds like really good. So that's one thing that was like really important too. Was like, how is it gonna sound? Things I like about Reapers actually get pretty easy to understand now. So I mean, other than that, I mean, it's a pretty self-explanatory system. I'm really enjoying it so far. Now I can finally start using stuff. I mean, after about 2 weeks, I had about a $4,000 paperweight. You know what I mean? Because I just didn't understand a lot of it. But luckily, a lot of YouTube stuff and all that was there, and the people at Open Labs helped me out. Whenever I had questions, I would call, leave a support ticket. I mean, they were pretty good on getting back to me. I mean, I would even like leave shit on their Facebook page, and technicians would hit me back. You know what I mean? So I think it's pretty damn sweet the way that they're pretty customer friendly. Especially on their tech support. Like when I heard about Victor Wong leaving and all that, you hear like a lot of horror stories. They say that customer service went downhill at OL and everything else. I just, I don't see it really. I mean, they've all helped me out pretty good. So, and they're pretty understanding of the fact that I was a workstation person, not a computer person. So that's pretty good too. So, I did like a pop beat that I was working on. I gotta switch some instrument stuff in it, but other than that, I mean, it's okay. So let me turn my flash off. So. Well, yeah, a lot of this stuff too, I'm just learning how to use, so obviously I'm going to have to go through and revamp some more beats or whatnot on it. Put maybe drum fillers, bridges, transitions, just some different stuff. But for right now, I just got like the main meat of some of the instrumentals. Because honestly, by the time I'm done with an instrumental and I'll put it all together within the board, I mean, it's going to have, breaks, it's going to have bridges, it's going to have transition, it'll probably have intros. The way I like to arrange is like really particular. So, like even on a hip-hop beat, instead of the hip-hop beat sounding hip-hop when you go to record it in the major studios, it's going to sound like an actual band was behind you, you know what I mean? Because hip-hop music, especially, can get really repetitive and boring. So, and nobody really wants repetitive and boring, so. I'll load up another one. I can't remember if I used NI on this or not. Like I've been using Music Station a lot. Actually, I'll go open some VSTIs right now so you can see it once this loads up. Music Station is like my main beast right now that I'm using. So many ridiculous amounts of samples or MIDI patches in Music Station that it's just unbelievable. I don't even remember what. Okay, I remember what this is. I believe this is a Music Station patch. Oh yeah. And I don't even remember what this was. Oh, sharp string, okay. Okay. So I'll tell you what we'll do is... Ooh. And everything on here, by the way, is fully touchscreen. Let's say you can go up here if you want to touch all the time. I'm not a big touchscreen person. I don't really like it too much. But, I mean, if that's the type of person you're into, you can actually expand this out so your whole wave, like, let me see, like if I want to take this into the piano roll for this string, I can double tap that. And then you have your piano roll right here. So, I mean, even if you want, you can zero in on it. I mean, you can shorten it, mute it. You can change the volumes, or you can do it right here too. I mean, I like it here because it's more control. These is the piano roll for all the notes that are just on this string in particular. So, you know, if there's something at the end, like on a traditional workstation, like a Phantom or something, if you were to mess something up towards the end, you couldn't really get in there and edit it. So you'd have to redo the whole riff. So if you had 95% of that riff right, and the pressure was nice, and everything was good, and you messed up the other 5 or 10% of it, I mean, you'd have to go through and redo the whole thing. With here, you can just put in the piano roll. You know, if I had this string was a little bit, let's say, too far, if I had too much release on it, then I will just go ahead and short it out. You know what I mean? And whatever. And most DAWs act way, or they operate this way too, so see how it cuts short. So I really like that. I think that's pretty awesome. VST wise, like I said, we'll go up here and we will open. See, I have dual screen, so it's taking me a minute. I know this is kind of blurry because my phone sucks, and we have to buy actually another power cable here at our studio for the camera. So let me see. We're going to let's insert a new track. And that's going to open up, like I said, our VSTI window. These are all the VSTI groups on the right-hand side. I know it's a little blurry and you can't see it. I'm going to go ahead and open Music Station because I like Music Station a lot. I think it's the business. So when you open Music Station, there's your window for music. This is literally, now this is just in its own, and this is also comes stock on the OpenLab stuff. Everything that you're seeing right here on this is all files, and they're files within files. So, like right here I have acoustic collection. I'm going to double click that, and then you see all these different categories. You see there's bass, bells, brass, drum, ethnic, guitar, percussion, etc. And when you open one of those files, it opens the actual instruments. So now I open guitar. Now everything that's subgrouped below guitar is all playable instrument. Actually, and that's one thing that I'm starting to get used to on the DAW system too, is because of the fact that if something's lit up, everything's going to layer itself in. So I'm going to turn that off just so you can hear the regular stuff itself. But yeah, so everything right here is the guitar just on the acoustic section, you know what I mean? And it's as easy as, I mean, just clicking and playing. You know? And a lot of the sounds I like on here, like the Phantom series and all that, and even the Motif series, had a lot of sounds that I would have never used. I didn't even like them, you know what I mean? But like a lot of the sounds on here are really good. But I really like everything on here so far. So yeah, I mean, things are really, really good. If you want, like if you do dance music or something like that, this is the board that you need. Because this thing has crazy, crazy, crazy amounts of synths. Right here, once again, we're just in the regular files. We haven't even got the subgroups yet. So it's like piano sets. Bang, we'll hit that. There's 3 different subfiles, files within files. Hit Schwartzman. These are all the different Schwartzman pianos. You know, you can hit Daubert. These are all the different Daubert pianos, and they all come pre-installed with their own preset effects too. Or you can take them out. You can use your interface right here to go ahead and, if you want to add breath control, release, attack, just normal things. So, I mean, obviously that's just an effect going up. It's kind of sweet. Actually, I've never used it, so. But yeah, a lot of this stuff, like I said, it's going to take time to really go through everything and get comfortable with the keyboard. Other than that, we'll go ahead and close out Music Station. I'll open a different VSTI, I guess. We got Guitar Rig on here, which is real sweet. VSTI, or is it VST? I just started using it the other day. I was actually incorporating Music Station guitars with the Guitar Rig VST, and I just got an awesome sound. Matter of fact, there was a beat that I just played on here from Hard Gains and Easy Losses, which was a guitar track, if you remember. And I used actually a Music Station guitar and VST'd it up with Guitar Rig, so it was really nice. The Dimension series, they have the Dimension plug, which I really like too. This thing's badass when it comes to synth and all that. This is like the same as Music Station, not sound-wise, but operation-wise. There you have all your pads, organs. So you have like a main subject, and you click into that, and then you have all your subcategories. I'll double-click organ. There's organs that come up. So, either way, like I said, sorry that everything's so fuzzed up on there. But, I mean, this keyboard is just phenomenal on what's going on. The Garrison Pocket Orchestra, by the way, is a real sweet-ass program. That in its own, if you try to order it from Garrison, is like expensive by itself. But, I mean, just everything that you got that you can imagine to make music with, this does it. You know? So yeah, I would definitely recommend getting this keyboard to anybody who's like a serious music producer, or if you guys really take music serious, or if you just take playing serious. This is what you got to get to. So either way, just a little short video tutorial. If you guys got any questions or whatever, hit me up. I know a lot of people, especially in my city, seen that I got it. So if you guys got any questions, man, for sure hit me up on it. But I mean, if you're making a serious investment in your studio, I mean, this is the investment that you really need to make. So that's Open Labs for it. I'll talk to you guys later.